do for 18 minutes. All right, we want to say Shalom, with all praise unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Rakal Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who do rule well, and salutation you Akim, pushing his word with truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth. All right, Shalom, I'm Brother Gabar,
Brother Power Allah.
All right, we're just gonna go into another lesson, man. Basically, various topics. Just let the spirit flow, man. Wherever it land, it land. All right, but we as we can see, all right, World War III. That's been the topic of the week. All right, World War III. All right, is going on right now, and you see all these countries is basically about to come against the great whore that sit up on many waters, man, and that's Babylon, all right, which you people so-called America, all right, in the scriptures is Babylon, man, all right, and we're about to see the downfall of our enemies, and we're about to see the downfall of this society, man. As you can see, every day you wake up, the people is doing away with the U.S. dollar. They backing up off of it, all right, because it's not backed by anything. It's not worth anything at this point. All right, the dollar is worth nothing. So that's when they're going to try to implement the mark of the beast, and basically the chip, the RFID chip, man. All right, like the scriptures say. All right.
Yeah, I got a scripture. This is Revelation 18:2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Right, because it's going to become the hole of every foul spirit in every bird. All right, because it's nothing going to dwell here, man. All right, because the Lord talks about the feast that He's going to have for the birds. All right, once he promised the birds a feast. What was that in Ezekiel?
Yeah.
The 38th chapter, where he basically promised the birds a feast, man, and that's basically going to be feeding on you dead bodies, man. All right, basically you armies, all right, all the armies of the earth. The Most High is going to do away with a lot of you people in the armies of the earth, man. All right,
because Most High is stirring the pot. He's getting everything over there in the Battle of Armageddon, you know, because this guy that got killed in Turkey he was a Saudi, and that's about to start causing a lot of conflict, man. I mean, the Lord is just stirring the pot, and He gonna bring all the nations and gathering all the nations over there, you know. This is verse 3. For all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And that's all the nations they done took on the philosophy of Babylon. You know, you got so-called Chinese people. They'll dish their customs and take on the customs of America. They'll wear suits and wearing all that instead of wearing their own garb.
Well, yeah, that too. When like you go to China, and it's basically a resemblance of basically New York. You know, they have
Right.
all the tall buildings. They have, all these different factories. They have the McDonald's, the Taco Bells, Wendy's. All that stuff's over there. It's basically a mimic of the U.S., man, of New York, right?
Right, because you got Tokyo. Tokyo look like New York.
Yeah.
Hong Kong look like New York. All these, they all pattern themselves after the great whore, which is Babylon. You know, and I'm finished reading that. And the merchants of the earth are waxing rich through the abundance of her delicacy. Like everybody then got rich off of selling their goods over here in America. You know, China really made out because that's everything that you buy basically comes from China. You know, so all the nations then got rich and they gonna wail and cry when this place finally go down in flames.
Right, because in another way that these different nations that got rich, not only do we trade with them and get them rich, this is the great horde, the melting pot, basically, what they call the melting pot, where basically they let all these different nations come over here and set up businesses basically in our community. All right, yeah, he let the Arab come over here and set up his gas stations over here in our community. They let them Hamites come over here, all right, and they don't have to pay any taxes and things like that. Let them set up their own little stores and businesses and all that stuff, man. So that's how everybody has become rich off our delicacies, man. All right.
Right.
Basically, figuring that they let the Chinamen come over here, open up their nail salons, their boutiques. All right. Where you you go, and buy your weave, your fingernails, all that.
You got the Arabs over here. They got all the 7-Elevens and all kind of filling stations that you go to, getting that crack fried chicken and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, the nations are doing well as long as Babylon is up and running. It's set up for them. Verse 4, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people. Be not that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive none of her plagues. For the sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh have remembered her iniquities." Yeah, see, all the sins that's been created throughout everybody getting rich off of Babylon, it's reached up to heaven, man. You got all kind of manner of wickedness, man. You got transvestites, you got gays and lesbians just everywhere. All this stuff is just reaching up to heaven. Before, no flesh will be saved on earth if it's allowed to keep going.
Right.
That's the breaking point we at, man. We at a critical point in time where you don't even know who is who. You don't know whether you talk to a man or a woman.
I got a precept. This is Jeremiah 51, and let's start at 4. It's basically to piggyback what the Akim was just reading. It says, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. All right, because it's going to be a great. Them nuclear missiles is not going to be nothing to play with, man. All right, it's going to be a great slaying of all you people, man. All right, so that's what this scripture is referring to. Verse 5, it says, "For Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah." All right, it's talking about the southern and the northern kingdom. All right, it says of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel, flee out of the midst of Babylon. All right, so the Lord is telling us to flee out of the midst of Babylon, and it's not talking about book a flight and get out of here, or run to the next land, or try to get in a bunker. It's talking about flee spiritually and mentally, man. All right, because most of our people are into the things that Babylon has to offer. Most of our people, we uphold their system, like this is the time of voting, where people are basically voting, and our people is participating in that, man. All right, when the scripture says, "Don't you shall elect one of thy brethren to set over thee," roughly paraphrasing. All right, it's Deuteronomy 17:5. We can get it, but we're in the spirit of voting here in Babylon, and most of our people are caught up in that. All right, we're in the time of their holiday season. Most of our people are into that. All right, so that's what it means by flee out of the midst of Babylon, man. All right. And I keep reading, and it says, "And deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord Jehovah vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense," man. So you better be fleeing and getting the hell out of the way of the midst of whatever they doing here in America, man. All right, because it's destruction coming to this place for the spiritual wickedness and the fornication that's in this place, man. All right, you don't want to be partakers of that, man. The Lord is asking you to flee, or are you gonna basically you gonna get killed? All right, that's like somebody tell you like, look, man, you know you hang. If somebody telling you, man, you hanging with my enemy, man. I'm telling you, stay away from him because I don't know. Once I see this dude, I'm just gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot his whole car up. If you in the car with him, all right, what you gonna get killed too? All right.
Yeah, that's when the Lord said you're gonna get thrusted through.
Yeah.
With your enemies, man. I'm like, if you join hand in hand with the enemy, you're gonna get thrusted through. It's just as simple as that. So you want to avoid people that that judgment is set for them. If you especially you in the know, you know that Esau's the damn devil. Get away from him. Because he gonna get judged. This is Joel chapter 3 verse 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage Israel, with whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And that's what's going on. Everybody's getting gathered for this World War III that's going to happen over there in the Middle East, which is the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's what all this is about. That's why everybody's making their strategic moves to get a foothold over there, because that's where everything is flowing. The natural resources is flowing through that spot. So everybody's jockeying for position. Russia and China is jockeying for position all over there, and parts of Africa. They all jockeying for that vital area where all the oil and all the natural resources is. And that's what usually a world war is fought. It's just a battle of who gonna get the resources, and who gonna control.
Man, like I said, that's what this whole thing is about. Resources, man. All right, so a certain economy can flourish over another. You know what I mean? That's what war is all about. Substance, anyway, man.
Right.
Yeah.
It's about power. Russia want to have the complete power, just like America has right now. They have the power because everything flows through them, because you got to use the petrodollar, and they trying to get away from that. They want the petro yuan, because that's in China or whatever currency that Russia has. If the resources is in that currency, then you have the power.
Yeah.
You dictate all the rules now, and that's what America been doing for the last probably about 100 years. They've been dictating all of the rules and policies that go on in the world, because they control the resources. You know,
that's why the scriptures say, what is the precept? Where it basically says, how is the hammer of the whole earth?
yeah.
I'll try to find it. I believe it's Jeremiah 49.
Yeah.
What is it? 50.
And this is why people got to come out of this way of Babylon, because you're going to be destroyed in it, man. Because it's an inevitability that we're going to go to war. It's not no if, it's when. You know, you got a lot of people don't believe that this is going to happen. But like I told a guy last night, if you follow prophecy, this is what's going to happen. You know?
Right. This is Jeremiah 50, and let's start at 22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land, and of a great destruction. All right, and that great destruction is going into the nuclear missiles, man, because everybody has nuclear capability, man. All right, that's why America it can't be the great superpower that they once been, because they once had better military at one point in time than these other countries, but now Russia got the best military, man. All right, and China is I believe leading second after that. America's like three.
Right.
Yeah.
And I tried to tell a guy that last night when I was at the job. But that's how people are blind in America. They just believe that America is the best and all that. I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, Russia and China just surpassed the United States, man.
Yeah. And I keep reading in this verse 23, and it says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?" All right, so the hammer of the whole earth, like I was just saying, was America. Is basically governed these other smaller countries, man. All right, it governed these other countries, man. But now it's not so anymore because all these other countries are starting to bug back up to America. Like, hey, man, we ain't taking your shit no more.
Right.
You know, Putin, Vladimir Putin said, man, if America shoot nukes on them, he says they'd be destroyed before they even have enough time to repent, man. That's slick. That's some slick talking for your ass.
Yeah, man.
Vladimir Putin, man, I'm telling you, he talking slick to Donald Trump, man.
Yeah, he talking real gangsters to him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it ain't going down like that.
Right, and I finished reading. It says, "How's Babylon become a desolation among the nations?" All right, so it's become a desolation among the nations, man, because don't nobody, like we said, they dropping the American dollar. All right, don't nobody have respect for America as being that super power anymore, man. All right, all these people are. You see, nations is dropping off from the EU. What was that? What country was that dropped off from the EU? Was it Turkey?
Yeah, they was in NATO.
Yeah, yeah.
They pretty much they done with America.
Yeah.
You know.
And so even the American allies is beginning to back off from her, man, and that's all Bible prophecy, man. That's all things that the scriptures say would happen, man.
Right. This is 2nd Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. And that's what we're doing right now. All this was foretold to happen. You know, that's why us at Great Millstone, we stay occupied in prophecy, man. Because this is what you need to know. He said, the scriptures say, warn the people of me. Because this is what's finna happen. The Lord is finna visit this place, man. You know?
I mean, yeah, you might hear things about the nuclear missiles and all that, man. You'd rather take a nuke than having to deal with the Lord, man. All right? That's why the scriptures speak about through the terror of the Lord, we pursued man.
Right.
All right, we persuade man because the Lord is terrible, man.
Right.
All right, he's that power. You rather, man, look, you rather get your head chopped off, man, catch a nuke than have to answer to the Lord, man.
Yeah.
And I got a priest. You done with that up?
Yeah, I'm done. I just wanted to get that out that this is about prophecy.
But yeah, man. Another precept. This is Isaiah 9:5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood." All right, because usually in ancient time, man, you know that they have on their armor, their swords. All right, and they go to battle, man. That'd be that confused noise. All right, just like if the military they shooting it out with another military, that's with another army. All right, and they're in the field in battle. That's that confused noise. But this is in garments rolled in blood. But this should be with burning and fuel of fire, man. So this war that we're in is that World War III is gonna be nuclear. All right, it's gonna be with burning and fuel of fire, man. All right, they're gonna be shooting nukes off. All right, it's not you're not gonna have time to hide, or you ain't gonna be able to hide or duck or take cover or run from this type of stuff, man. You ain't gonna be able to hide yourself. Only way to be hid is being occupied in these scriptures, man. That's how you hide yourself from the tribulation that's to come to our people. But our people don't know because they are hard headed, man. All right, Jake don't want to listen to nothing, man. But Jake is gonna wish they would have listened, man, when all hell break loose, man.
Right.
You got a precept out?
Nah, I'm looking for something.
Yeah, but when all hell break loose, man, that's when Jake is gonna take heed to the prophets, man. Take heed to the men of the Lord that the Lord has set up. All right, to tell you people basically the prophecy, man, to warn you to flee out of the midst of Babylon. I got this as a precept, Zephaniah 2. Let's start at 2. Let's start at 1. It says, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation I desire, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as a chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord Yahweh will come upon you, right? Because that's what we telling you, man, to wake up to who you are. Know you're an Israelite. Know to keep the law, statutes, and the commandments, man. All right, before the Lord comes and judge this place, man. Quit celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day, 4th of July. All these wicked holidays that Esau has put in place to keep our people from going off, all right, and come back to the Most High, man. All right, keep His high holy days, man. Keep the Sabbath, man. The new moons, the feast days, man. All right, that's what it mean by gather yourself together, man.
Got a precept.
Yeah, precept on it.
This is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. But the only way you're gonna be saved out of it, you gotta turn back to this book, man, and you gotta start keeping the law, statutes, commandments, so you can be saved out of Jacob's trouble, because it's coming down. I mean, if you're standing on your watch, you see all the prophecies coming in. It's only, like I said, it's not if, it's just when, and the Lord is giving you grace and mercy to turn back to Him. But soon that's gonna run out. You know, everybody just still want to go out and bullshit and party and just thinking like everything just gonna keep going on the way it's going on. But these elites is finna shut this place down, and then you gonna just be stuck out there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, cause like the ox said, man, like you're not gonna be able to do nothing in that day, man. But wish that you had the Lord. The wish that the Lord was with you in that day. The only thing we can do to hide ourselves from a nuclear missile? Well, it's nothing we can do but have faith, man, in the Lord.
Yeah, and this word is your shield and buckler. This hides you from that nuclear destruction. That's why you have to run to it. This is your only salvation. The words of this book is the only thing that can save you, man.
Yeah, that because like I said, man, what did it say in there? It says it's the time of Jacob trouble, but he should be saved out of it, man. And that's the faith right there, that we'll be saved out of it, man.
Right.
That's it. That's what we believe, man. Because the scriptures speak says this is First Peter's 4 and let's start at 17. It says, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. All right, so that's basically like Jacob's trouble, because we're gonna be going through hell. All right, but because the judgment must start with us. All right. Then it says, and if it first begin with us, what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? All right, so that shows you that even the righteous is going to be going through tribulation. All right, even we're going to be going through tribulation. But verse 18 says, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, so we're going to scarcely be saved, because when the nuclear, we're going to be the Revelations 11 and 8. It tells you we're going to be saved in the same hour. Was it a great earthquake? All right, so, and that's going into the nuclear missiles, man. So the righteous is going to scarcely be saved all the way to the end, because the scriptures say we through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. All right, and it says where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? All right, so you're going to appear in nuclear radiation, man. All right, you're going to get the fire. You're going to get with the Sarah Connor, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get burned. Your eyes and his holes in your tongue and his mouth, man, it's gonna consume away. All right.
Right. This is Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 3. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that rebel against me. And they and their fathers have transgressed against me even to this day.
That show you, man, that Jake, man, is hard headed. That's why the Lord said the whole head is sick, because even to this day, our people is rebelling. All right, and like I said, even our righteousness is as filthy rags. So just imagine somebody who just know that they've been told that they're Israel, all right, and they casting it behind them, man.
Yeah, and I got this Jake at this job, man, I'm at. And Jake is always got that, I know everything spirit on him. Yeah, I know this, I know that. Jake is just full of shit. Don't tell me he read the book of Revelation. I'm like, you didn't understand it? You don't know. I'm like, I know you don't understand it because you're not in the truth, man. You might have read it, but you don't understand it, bro. Because you're not keeping the commandments.
Yeah, you tell Jake, man, to break down the dragon with 7 heads. What are they gonna do, man?
They gonna think it's an actual dragon,
with
man.
7 heads.
You know what I'm saying? They go. That's why I know it was kind of comical, but that's how Jake is. You know, you start kicking it with Jake, and then Jake think he just know everything. Like, oh yeah, I read the book of Revelation. Cause I told him about what's happening today is prophecy. And he like, yeah, I know, because I read the book of Revelation. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. Why you Jake always gotta say something to let you know that he knows something when you don't know nothing? It's okay not to know, man. And so you can know. Jake never want to be shown that he don't know nothing.
Jake's
not humble, man.
Wise to do evil, man. That's wise to do evil. Like you sitting up here acting like you know something when you don't know nothing. That's wise to do evil, man.
Yeah, because if you do something, well, then we'll saw you out on the street corners then, preaching and teaching. It's obvious you ain't read the word because that's what it told you to do. I'm like, just be quiet, Jake. Just shut up, and you might learn something. But Jake he can't take it. He gotta put his 2 cents in. Like, I know. You don't know nothing, because he said he gonna take the chip. You read Revelations, but he said he gonna take the chip because you gotta eat. He sound like Johanna. I'm like, that's why it's in the book of Revelation. It's telling you not to take the chip. It ain't telling you to take the chip.
Well, if he would have been, as a matter of fact, that scripture come to mind once you say that, man. Because if he'd have read it, his mindset would be, so he wouldn't have been saying he was gonna take the chip. His mindset would be basically, this is Matthew 6 and 33. It says, "But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness." All right, so seeking the kingdom of Yahweh is knowing you are, and his righteousness is basically keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, man. We know we're not gonna be perfect, but man, you cannot eat pork. It's other foods you can eat. You ain't gotta eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. You ain't gotta line up your shit, man. You can grow a beard on your face. These things that you can do to please the Lord.
Right.
You know, you can hook up with, you can know who you are, and you can get the blood off your hands by telling other people who they are. These are simple things that you can do to receive salvation. All right. But then it says, and all these things shall be added unto you, man. And all these things that's gonna be added unto you is shelter, raiment, food. All right, you ain't gonna have to worry about that, man. All right, you ain't even gonna have to worry about dying, because if you seek the kingdom of Yahweh, you don't even gotta worry about dying or taking a chip. You know what I mean? So we know you ain't read Revelation or read the scriptures, man, because you wouldn't be worried about what Esau gonna do to you, man.
Right. And then I wanted to, but I didn't do it. But I'm gonna do it now since we're doing the video. I'm like, you didn't read this. This is Revelation 14, and I'm gonna start at 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture until the cup of indignation. See, if you read that, now if you take that cup, I kept saying to him, you gonna die, and that's what this. He didn't read that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll pull out another one, then we can kind of close out unless you got something else. Another one that he didn't read is one of my favorite scriptures, man. I call it the get in order scripture, man. This is Luke 19:27. It says, "But those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me," man. So meaning all you 2/3, you hard-headed niggas who don't, and you nigga women, all right, who don't want to humble themselves and submit themselves to the Lord, all right, keep the law, statutes, and the commandments to the best of your ability, who laugh at the prophets and think it's a joke, make a joke of us, all right, you think this truth is a game, all right, you use the Most High enemy, man, all right, and he's going to slay you, man, all right, he's going to kill you people. If you don't get caught up in the nuclear missiles or die from the famine or the pestilence, all right, or you know, you're gonna get killed, all right. So that it's basically like the brother said that it's Akim Job. He said he gonna take the chip, all right. That's because he's the enemy of the Most High. Right. That's why we don't be around 2/3 niggas, man, because that's how niggas talk, man. I'm taking the chip, man. I gotta eat, man. Yeah, okay, nigga.
Yeah, cause you ain't got no faith. You gonna try to put that on me, like you gonna take you too. I'm like, nah, brother, don't put your bullshit spirit on me, motherfucker. Yeah. You gonna take shit because you carnal and you want to eat. I'm trying to build my faith up so I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, but that's Jake, man. Jake is just full of shit, man.
Yeah, love talking shit, man.
You know, and then when he see that he sound kind of fucked up, now he want to try to put you in his category. No, you stay over there. Yeah. You stay over there with the 2/3 faithless motherfucker. You keep your ass over there. You know, that's all I had.
With that, man, we gonna close out. Lord willing, everybody was edifying, man. And my thing, I would say to the elect, 1/3 that might be watching, man. This thing is all about faith, man. All right, we know we in this world. It's a wicked, but it's all about keeping faith at the end of the day, man. Don't ever get too caught up in what's going on in your life. All right, and remember, this thing is all about keeping the faith in the commandments, man. All right, and pleasing the Lord. It's not about pleasing your own flesh, your own spirit, man. All right, this is about the Lord.
And I just want to say, playtime is about over with, man. Grace is about to be over with, man. So you got a short time. Yeah. It's coming. These prophecies is rolling, man. So if you are the elect, you better get it. You better get in now.
Yeah, you brothers better get it, tighten up, man. Get it together, man.
Okay.
All right, but with that, we can close out. We can give our praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash. I want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of GMS who do real well, and salutation to hopeful elect who's pushing this gospel abroad and waking up the elect and sealing the elect and making it to the kingdom. All right, we gonna close out, man. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.